Sách luôn rồi nè. Đi弟弟係耳仔會薄，要好食你媽咪。
啊，我今年92岁。
哇
Josiah 是我最小的男孙，我很爱他，很疼他，他也很疼我。
We run a TikTok account at Grandmother Stories. Some of it just went really viral.
Seeing that Grandma loves drawing and that she's pretty good at it, I decided to throw her a little challenge.
係個雞文咩？
Hello everyone, I'm Max Maeder, a national kitefoiler and DBS brand ambassador. Welcome to Game On, a podcast where we talk to very special people about their own unique life journeys and how aging is not about slowing down, but living life fully and thriving at every stage. Speaking of redefining aging, I have here a very dynamic duo with me, Josiah and Grandma Wan, who have found their special place on social media with @grandmother stories, talking about things like intergenerational ties, mental health, relationship advice, or red flags even, and aging. So please meet Grandma Wan and Josiah.
We run a TikTok account at Grandmother Stories. Just really started out of trying to get people to encourage them to have more intergenerational bonding. Most times it's most of her wisdom sharing with me and how sometimes I take her out or take care of her as well.
Josiah 是我最小的男孙，我很爱他，很疼他，他也很疼我。时间也是过得很快，一眨眼就长大了。他自己有自己的家庭。啊，我今年92岁。
哇，
很老了。
你还看起来很健康的。
很感恩。
So, on Game On, the special part about this podcast is that we play a game on it while we chat. I'm embarrassed to admit I don't know what exactly today's game is. It's pickup sticks. Do you know how it works?
Yep.
你可以教我吗？怎么玩这个？
这个先啊，这个不用太多，因为这个很小。
OK
是这样的咯，我们就拿一只来挑，这样挑过去啊，没有碰到这样就赢咯。
OK，
两个人玩呢，
好的
谁拿得多就赢咯。
好 ，OK， 好的，明白。Grandma Wan just shared about how you left, but now you're interacting with her more due to @grandmother stories, right? How did that come about?
So it really started quite organic. I started to post things on Instagram stories, and then a lot of my friends were trying to take interest in her. They became her fans really quickly. When TikTok came out, especially during circuit breaker, decided to post some of it candidly.
I'm a fan of her already.
Yeah. And then some of it just went really viral, so we managed to get a following and just continued from there.
你的孙子先问你来拍这种小视频的时候，你有什么反应来的？
拍我嘅時候，同我一齊啊，我歡喜咯，很高興咯，好高興咯。能夠帶我有呢啲咁嘅機會俾我見識下。
講下你近排想做啲咩？唱歌或者咩？
很喜歡唱歌，但係聲音唔好，自己知道個聲音唔好。
收尾而家我拍你嘅時候，你有咩反應咧？好似比較紅咁樣，點樣？
哎呀，唔會講邊個紅啦，我哋係咩啫？唔敢當啊，真係唔敢當。我唔知道佢哋帶我嚟咁嘅，我都唔敢理啊。
I can see why this is so great. I can't get the smile off my face from listening to her. This is wonderful. Well, okay, one more question for Grandma Wan is how does she feel being a TikTok star now? Because that's not something common for a grandma.
你嘅朋友問下你，點解你皇上有呢啲？有咩感受？
歡喜咯，有咩感受？歡喜咯，係咩？高興啊！
You're the one who does this filming with your grandma. How was it like being there with her and spending time with her filming and getting to know her, not as just your grandma, but sharing stories and advice and almost like as a friend?
First off, I want to make sure that I spend more time with her, even without the cameras on. Whenever she does something very interesting, I would turn on the camera, but it is really just to capture something that's candid.
How has spending time with her shaped your perspective on aging?
She likes to draw, she likes to sing.
Yeah.
So I think a key takeaway would be to have some good interests and hobbies that would allow you to manage some of these energy levels.
You know, I also talk to my grandparents, and it's always nice having this intergenerational talk, because you can teach them something as well, and they can teach you something.
Yeah, their generation was really a little bit more persistent than us. She teaches me a lot about prudence, saving money, making sure that I don't overspend.
I must say, such a cool grandma.
Yeah.
It's just inspiring to see, honestly. There we go. Okay, and now I take a stick.
Yeah.
I take the red one. Let me see if I can remember. Auntie Wan, I heard that you grew up during the Second World War and that you had many different interests. You know, you were a hairstylist and you became a seamstress and then a nanny.
我读了4年书而已，我自己会思想，我就出来想找工作做。朋友来我们的家打麻将啊，他们说他这个开电话店的，说想请一个学徒，我很想做衣服，我很喜欢做手工啊。后来慢慢来了，我的先生就鼓励我去学啊，我就去香港，我去那边学做裁缝。后来我回来我就做裁缝，因为有一个人说到生孩子找不到皮业咯，就让我去咯，我也去做咯，我也做皮业，就有孙顾咯，我就顾孙啦。啊，我很感恩啊。
For me, as an athlete, my grandfather from my father's side taught me about being persistent, and along with persistence comes a little bit of resilience. Grandma Wan, you have a lot of resilience, as I've heard, and you had a very special story. Maybe you can share that, and also a little bit about 对你学新的东西。
我很喜欢画东西。
画东西啊，你是
不敢说画了，我说画公仔啊，那个画公仔啊，很喜欢写字，很喜欢唱歌，但是可惜我没有声音哦。
就是我爸爸也是这样说的，你知道吗？你不管小或者大，都是还是在学东西的，
是
都是你一辈子都是在学东西的。There's another game that you guys wanted to play today. What is it called?
These are sago seeds. 妈妈你
sago seeds
可以教人哋點樣？
那你先教我怎么玩这个游戏。
这样子了，
我要学。
我们就是这样拿一把，这样放在那边啊，这样就这些，你要手指很大就穿不过去了，又碰到就不行了。谁拿得多就谁赢了，赢就打手嘛，你打你赢几多就打几多，我赢起你就打3下了。
我试一试。OK。
哦，
这样可以吗？
哎，可以了，这样子就很好了。
This is a nice little special game that we're playing now.
我小的时候啊，也是有朋友玩这些咯。
Josiah, I have a question. What would your advice be to other young people who would like to connect to their grandparents?
A quick and easy hint would be just to ask them about their past. They will feel like you truly care about their stories.
Yeah. You just ask them and they're happy to share.
Yeah. Make it all about them. Yeah.
Right.
Because to them, they often ask about you, and I don't think many people ask them about them. But actually, that's where all the wisdom comes from.
That's very good advice, I think.
So, 如果而家有一個後生人，好似18歲、17歲咁樣，你會點樣同佢講？有啲咩經驗你想俾佢聽嘅？
讀好書，寫好自己的將來，真的做人要走好的道路，將來我們才有幸福的日子過。
I think really an eye-opener from Grandma Wan for sharing all her stories. And thank you, Josiah, for also sharing your perspective. I learned how nice, like you said, how nice it is to simply take an interest into how it was when your grandparents or your elderly were growing up, like a perspective of that snippet of time. 谢谢你跟我分享那么多故事。
不敢当。
Remember that no matter what your age, keep learning, keep laughing, and most importantly, keep your game on.